have already had your morning exercise this morning.
Start by 6, end by 7.
Wow.
6 a.m. done. I go to bed about 1, 2, 6. I'm exercising. I stop by 7. Within that period I'm exercising. You know, I follow this church in America.
Yes.
Thomas Parish. Their mass starts by 6. And it ends up about 6:20. Then between 6:20 and this, I do my rosary, which is 15 minutes. Then do divine mercy, which is 10 minutes. And do prayer for impossible requests, which is 5 minutes.
Impossible requests.
Yeah, difficult requests. You know,
Okay.
if you live in Nigeria, you must pray for this country every day. You know?
Because it's an impossible request.
Yes. It's difficult request. It's difficult. Something that is difficult. So, I do mass, which lasts about 10. The mass lasts for 20 minutes. The rosary is for 15 minutes. And then,
I believe we're all capable of performing miracles.
divine mercy is for 9 minutes. Then I do this 5 minutes prayers for Nigeria. That's what I do every morning. They have to pray for Nigeria because this is a country that don't care.
But don't you think there's some
Every
people?
country in the world cares for its poor people. This is the only country I came. Poor people.
Nobody cares for them.
Nobody.
But don't you think
In
that?
England, have you ever seen police stopping bus or train? They stop the big vehicles, stop the big men from going. This place, they make sure that if you're on bus, you suffer everything. You know, if you're poor in this country, your problems are escalated. So you pray for it too. I remember one day came back and said, Sasika. So this is Sasika.
Okay. Ubabiasika, the next. Okay.
So Sasika said, oh no, well listen, half of my land I'm going to sell and everything. I said,
Deal. Yeah.
we buy it. And I said, why don't we just build a small? I said, no. It wants a very big, once a very big house. Fine. As long as we're going to have agreement, we build big house. But you're going to build
A small one.
for me. So this is where I live. Everything I have is here.
Really?
Nothing else.
So who lives in the big one there?
He's there, she lives. When she comes back, I go there and sleep. Because she's there. You know, if she's not here, I don't even go there. I don't even
Really?
enter there, you know. So this is my own functional, is effective.
Very, very fun.
I can get up in the morning, do my coffee.
But that's what they call in Nigeria. This is what they call BQ, boys quarter.
No.
So how can Oga like you be living in BQ?
Let me tell you, it's like all these things is still for I'm necessarily irresponsible. But I don't blame those who do it. It suits them. It doesn't conflict my interest.
Yes.
This is functional. You see my skin, you see my body. I can do everything. I get up in the morning like now. I've done 1 hour of exercise and clean this place. I did the cleaning now. I warm my food. I'm going to make you a coffee.
Yeah.
Very easy. But when you live in this complicated one, you're looking for house help, house boys, this, everybody is.
But hold on. No. I mean, your kitchen is quite and simple, but suddenly there are books in the kitchen.
Yes, because some of the, these are some of the, notes from when I go, this burial,
Yes.
some of these are burial.
Oh, okay, burial booklet, yeah.
You go,
But I thought they've stopped it in our state.
they haven't stopped it entirely. Those who have money think it's part of their life. They must advertise themselves. This is, I personally have stopped as much as I can from writing all these.
Funeral orations.
No. You're writing about somebody you've never met, and you're saying wonderful this. Somebody, no. So for me, the person has died. All you're doing is waste of time writing all those nonsense. If the person has done good, he will go to heaven. If he's done bad, he's going to hell. If you like, write anything. So I live in a more functional way. It's not for people to see that. Basically, I don't live with house help. It's not my life. And it makes people lazy.
No, sure. Sure.
So when I tell people, I get up in the morning, after I'm walking around the house tonight, everything. Then I have to face my tea and
I must say that's what I think that's one thing we share in common. Do it yourself.
the calf coffee.
The calf, okay, yes. I don't take sugar. It's a privilege that you're making coffee for me, sir.
No privilege.
It is so.
No. How can you say things like that? Making coffee. Everybody can make coffee for you. You know, coffee is just coffee.
Caffeine.
Just coffee. Everybody can make it. If I is my joy serving people, ask people when I was in government, ask those who came to government to eat. It was me who served their food. It is a joy for me to serve people, especially when you have good visitors like you who come for, not to visit. Here, when people visit you, the only thing they talk about is money. Nobody comes to share idea. Nobody comes to, do anything except, give me money. I have a problem. They assume you don't have problem. You don't take sugar. Do you take honey?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I bought this honey last time I went to London. And the woman told me, David, it has 2 years to expire, but they were selling it half price. And they said you must consume it in 2 years. I said, I'm going to make sure I finish it.
So I'm helping in the finishing.
So lots of things. Then you come around, you see other people celebrating as if, especially with public money, as if they're in Hollywood.
Yes, the person in question, before he got into the public office, was almost a pauper.
Thank you. Could not even afford those things is that enjoying. And what even annoys me more is when you question, you said, I used to enjoy those things.
How?
No. Even if you used to enjoy it, you're not a public figure. You shouldn't do it any longer. Because you're not showing a good example of what should be. Even if you used to do it in your private life, you're not a public person. I tell people, for example, a British Airways Growth for Life member. For life, you need to do about 20 years of flying in business class once every month for you to be a British Airways Growth for Life.
Okay.
But since I went into public office, you see me in first class, I'm upgraded by British Airways, if ever, which rarely happens. And I cannot go there any longer with my money, even if it's my money, because I've seen that going to this hospital that difference between business class and first class can buy a lot of seats for people in classrooms. So I don't need it any longer. Locally, from the day I became governor, until I became governor or chairman of bank, in the business side of it, I now fly the economy side of it. In fact, in my last, I argued with somebody who said to me, Peter, tell me why you should fly, why you should continue doing the economy with all the things you do. And I said, man, there's nothing wrong in it. It's a 45 minutes journey. In Europe, nobody flies even all these classes people fly. But then, let me tell you, you won't know the difference. I said, okay, we are going from Abuja to Enugu. So we arrived in Enugu. I won't call them. I said, where is your village? He told me. So I said, we'll go to the village. So we'll go to the village. In the market square in his village, I called 10 women. 10. Sorry. Not 10. Yes, 10 women. I addressed them. After after addressing them, I said, I'm going to give you people 10,000.
The differential.
The excitement, nobody could believe it. They told me that their total thing, their car, the total stuff they are selling is worth about 6,000-7,000. So that 10 I've done, I've doubled their goods in the next market. And I said, let me tell you, that is the difference between my coming to Enugu and going back to Lagos. It has changed other people's life. And there's no impact it would have made where I sat in that place. The other one did not add anything to me or remove anything from me. Except the feeling that I shouldn't sit with people I'm supposed to sit with, or those people are second class citizens, which is what you normally hear. You said, no, you don't belong to the same person. Where do you belong? If you are from a poor country, you're poor. No matter how rich you are, you're a poor person. Because once you say where you're coming from, people will transfer you where you belong.
Based on your country of origin.
Based on your country of origin. Anybody who is from Nigeria is poor, no matter how rich you are. You're poor. You know, I lived in the Western world and you know how they classify people from here. In fact, if you're rich at times, it becomes even worse. Why can't you help people in your place? So for me, anything that makes it possible, let me bring your coffee. I was just packing my food for the day. See, that's my food for the day. See how I packed it now. So I'm ready to go.
Is that the food is what you wrap with sellotape?
That's the only, yes. As I do it because I put it in the car, put it in a warm tin, then sellotape it. But I don't eat before 1. Okay. So 1 o'clock now, I'm going from 1, I have about 6 funerals today.
Wow.
I go from 1 to the other. I'm starting from Grand Canal. And 1 is at the best place. I go from one place to the other. And I don't eat at funerals.
Actually not meant to be. I mean, it's personally I think it's a given. I think it's a given not to. You know, it's also a personal decision.
It's a personal decision. And I don't believe that people should educate people when they've lost somebody.
Exactly.
When you're grieving, you should be the one that they come my truth. So, but I don't question those who do it because it's not for me to question them.
Let me digress a little bit. You know, in one of the interviews you granted, you said you only had 1 or 2 shoes, and from what I can see here, I mean, I'm just digressing. Do not be offended. I can see 2 sports shoes here,
Yes.
and as usual, and 2 Marks and Spencer shoes.
Yes.
Wow.
It's very simple. Let me tell you. When I say people think it's anything, these shoes are in the shop.
Yeah.
If you go to Marks and Spencer,
They are there. The prices are there.
the prices are there and everything's there. So when people go and pack it and put in their hands, I laugh. Let me take the top of my hand. This is my room. So you will see that you will see another one. So when you pack all these things and put in your all over the place, so everywhere is shoe, everywhere is watch, everywhere is no. You don't need them. It's a different thing if they're no longer in the shop. I say, okay, because they're running out of it, let me pack it and go and keep it in my house. But for something that is available and is there, you're going to pack it in your house, occupy space, and that's why they need 10 rooms, 8 rooms. Then I need only 2 rooms. The only thing that you see here is book.
Bible.
Yes. You can see so many different Bibles.
Yes. And your rosaries as
and
well.
my rosaries all over the place. Just pray, think, read, that's it. Nothing else.
Now, I mean, something caught my attention. Now, this is a book written by Okonjo-Iweala.
Yes.
Fighting Corruption is Dangerous. I think in this book, I read the book. And in reading the book, I can't remember the chapter, but if I glance through, I will see. But one of the striking things was, everybody complains that Nigeria has no money. But in this book, you were mentioned as one of those, actually the champion of someone who was saying, let us save money. And everybody, and others, those who are shouting we don't have money are those that went to court.
Let me tell you, what was there was page 61. It was an argument about savings. I was crying to us, the governors and everything, let's save money. And everybody said no, and shouting at her. Yeah, but I said, why can't we save money? This is the only country that I know that have oil or call it any assets that is diminishing that doesn't save.
Depreciating assets.
Depreciating assets.
Yeah.
Every depreciating assets you're meant to save because it's not going to be there
forever.
That is why from Norway to everywhere, we're not saving. So what the argument was about saving money. And I keep saying it. There's no reason why this country should not make a law now and say, oh, we must save money. You know what people tell me? Oh, we are borrowing. We can't. I say, listen, it doesn't matter. That even Norway, with 1.something trillion sovereign wealth fund. My brother, their debt to GDP is still about 40%. So there's nothing wrong. You can be borrowing. Japan that is the debt to GDP of over 200%. You can say that it's one of the most indebted first world. They still have up to 2 trillion American treasury bonds or investment.
So, but the question is, what do we know what to do with the money? But it appears here we borrow to share, or rather to, as in the case it is now.
Maybe one day we'll take an official interview and I'll tell you I'm borrowing here. Now we're just drinking coffee.
Let's start with the coffee. Thank you very much.
I have enough money because it was my personal money that I used. And support of changing many Anambra State people who I can call names. Then, of course, my election was based on I did this, allow me to finish it. Suddenly, the whole thing has changed where you now have to queue up in my own village and pay people. No way, I can't do it.
Pay people to vote.
I can't do it.
That's insane.
It doesn't, just like he has done in the judiciary. In this state, Ngige was hosting 5 tribunal judges. Quote me, documented. 5 of Ngige was their host. They were in court for 3 years and gave judgment in my favor. I went to Court of Appeal in Enugu. I got judgment. One of the judges I remember very well that wrote judgment in my favor. 5 of the judges was Amina Adiwi. I never met her till about 2 or 3 years while I was in government. I came to the airport one day, he told to check into British. She was going to Nigeria, I was coming back in Nigeria. And he said, Mr. Obi. And I turned and she told me who she is. I never gave her even what do I call pure water. When she wrote that judgment. When I did my interpretation, when I was impeached, the judge who brought me back in Anambra State here, I didn't give her 1 kobo. She then became the chief judge. The person I went to at Court of Appeal, Ogebe, wrote my judgment to come back. I never met Ogebe until when she retired from Supreme Court. When I went for an interpretation with Andioba, none of the Supreme Court judges did I ever had a discussion with or met before the judgment. So when I hear what is happening in our country, I'm worried.
It must worry every concern.
I'm worried that people come to talk to you, not how we can better the country, but how it's going to benefit them, the new land they're going to buy, the this, that. I said, listen, mine is how do we get the poor person in this country to live?
Fix, yeah.
How do they live? How do you want, everybody just want to make billion. Do we ever think about how are the schools going to run? How are we going to fix the hospitals? Things that are very simple.